welcome to the third episode in the Guitar Beast series. Today we're going to be having a look at this little monster. This is the Harley Benton DC-200 CH. It's not a name that trips off the tongue, but you can see what they're doing. DC because it's a double cutaway guitar, and CH because it's cherry red. I think it also comes in a BK variety. That's black. This is potentially the cheapest electric guitar available on the Thomann website. And for those of you who don't know what Thomann is an online retailer of musical instruments that is very popular, certainly here in Germany. We're broadcasting from Berlin here. And if it's not the cheapest, it is certainly down there in terms of price, Leistungsverhältnis, as one would say over here. This retails at around 90 bucks, so 89 euros. The exchange rate, I think that's even fewer dollars. That is a lot of guitar for very little money, and as we're about to find out, it is an incredibly good value purchase. I bought this guitar for my son, who's just started to learn the guitar, and perhaps one of the reasons they call this the student series is because at this price point it's ideal for beginners, because you can start learning the guitar, and if it turns out you don't like it, you haven't lost much money. But I have to say, for a guitar that costs next to nothing, it comes in incredibly good quality, great workmanship, and the finish is superb. The pickups are also surprisingly good sounding. So I'll just give you a little. Just a few little examples there, but the pickups have very nice clarity. They are not overly saturated. I did recently also buy a budget level brand name humbucker guitar, where the stock pickups were incredibly mushy. They didn't break up nicely, and they didn't have this clarity with the firm bottom end and the quite jangly highs. So this, together with the fantastically playable neck and the very nice sounding pickups, which generally in my opinion are the two most important factors of a guitar, playability and sound. That nails both of these things. Moving to the back, it is a bolt-on neck, which for this style of guitar is not the standard classic way to put the neck on. I think it's often considered in these circles that a set neck is better. Certainly on the G branded guitars, they're often set neck, and I think there is a train of thought that set neck guitars transfer the vibrations more smoothly through the guitar because the glue binds the wood together better than a bolt-on. I personally have been playing F label guitars my whole life, and in that brand name it is perfectly standard to have a bolt-on neck, and the guitars are considered to be top quality. So I don't see that as being a something to detract from the quality of this guitar, but I think that is certainly part of the budget approach to assembling this guitar. And it has one volume and one tone pot, and obviously the selector switch. But all in all, this is a fantastic instrument. So we're going into my Echolette Showstar amp here, which is a beautiful valve amplifier from the 60s and built in West Germany. Has an incredible sound, and just using the Joyo vintage Overdrive, which is another clone of a very famous Overdrive pedal. So I'll put the pedal on, we can just hear what this sounds like with a bit of crunch. So if we start at the headstock, the tuning pegs, they're perfectly serviceable, they seem to stay in tune, they work nicely. The neck is the bit that I am most excited about. I am a guitarist who likes a thin, very thin profile on the neck like this. I find it just makes getting your hand around to the fretboard a lot easier. The older vintage guitars often had fat, thicker necks, probably to help with stability, but in my experience of playing those guitars with fatter necks, it just is more work to get your fingers round onto the fretboard and then to fret larger, broader chords. And I've always liked it when I come across guitars with a nice narrow neck. My gigging guitar for many years has been a 72 S100 by Guild, which is also a copy of the famous Devil Horns style guitar. And it also has one of these fantastically slim necks, which makes fast fingerwork so much easier. And I often find on cheap Chinese-made guitars, shall we say, that the necks are not fun to play. They're not pleasantly built. They're not conducive to general fret play. This, on the other hand, is fantastic, and I think it's a real boon for a student guitar, an entry-level guitar for beginners, not while they're also overcoming the initial difficulties of learning the guitar, that they're not also having to overcome the fact that they have a completely unplayable neck. So that's a real bonus. could not think of a better guitar for a beginner to learn the electric guitar. The shape just cries out AC/DC and classic rock, and if you're learning the electric guitar, you want to kick on the fuzz pedal and rock out. That's probably the most fun way to learn. So this is already doing that. You're already living out your rockstar fantasies with this guitar. But I wouldn't say this is just a student guitar. I mean, I bought it for my son to learn the guitar on, but I've been playing the guitar for years, and I've been sneaking this off when he's not looking and playing with it, because it is a lot of fun to play.